I'm here, Mr. Bond of the British Secret Service.
Welcome back to James Bond Aficionado. Today I got none other than Jay Sadowski of James Bond Classified. Welcome, Jay. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Brian. Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. First off, I see that I love the most in your collection, I'm not going to lie, is that Thunderball LP right behind you.
Yeah, I love that too. It's a great piece of artwork. That's probably one of the first things I had, other than the toys as a kid. But I had that album forever, since I was, I think, in fourth grade. I got it.
Well, it's the original. Not
Yeah.
many people have seen the original. If they're going to watch this, they will now. But it has been released numerous times with multiple covers, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I have the CD and everything I listen to more. I pretty much just keep that there. But
Well, and then you got your Funko Pops, I see.
I
And,
know I'm getting overloaded with memorabilia. It's like I need a bigger room.
you're going to need a room like David Zaritsky.
He's got his whole basement.
Anyways, besides the point of that, none other than that, let's talk about your intro into the Bond universe, if let's say.
Yeah. I can remember actually the first time I actually heard of James Bond. We were on a family trip, and I think a movie must have been coming on that night. They used to have like the ABC movies at night, and my parents were just telling me about this guy. He's a secret agent, and they're saying, "Oh yeah, and his number is 007," and I'm like, this sounds interesting, and that means he has a license to kill. I'm like, oh, this sounds pretty cool, and they're like, oh, he gets all the girls and all this action, and I'm like, this sounds really interesting. So I remember watching that movie. And I was pretty much hooked. My dad got me From Russia with a Love in the novel, but I was so young I used to skip all the chapters until James Bond showed up until I got older to read them all. I still have that book here somewhere actually, but still the very first book he got me to, which is awesome.
Oh, very nice. That's always a fond memory to have of your father, and especially that's how I started. I remember watching Thunderball on TV, and it was the first one I watched from a movie store, and then of course playing GoldenEye the video game, and during that time, and it's one of those that it's like at that time TNT was doing the TV special. If you remember that when Turner Broadcasting was doing. I think it was Dinner with Bond and then the Christmas Marathon.
I remember the Christmas Marathon, yeah.
But if I remember correctly, well, I'm not old enough to know, but I know if I remember correctly, the ABC one was hosted by William Shatner.
I don't
Or
remember.
it was his voice, at least. So.
It might have been, yeah. What was the first one you saw in the theater?
First one I saw in the theater was The World Is Not Enough.
Oh, wow, it's my favorite Pierce Brosnan one.
Oh, absolutely. Great score. Sophie Marceau as the villainess.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Robbie Coltrane is back as Sadowski. Robert Carlyle as
Denise Richards.
Yeah, the list goes on.
That's right.
So, what about you? What was the first movie you actually got to see fully in theater?
In the theater was The Spy Who Loved Me. My dad took me. I remember we were going and watching the ski sequence, and I was just like mesmerized when I'm watching him fall, going, what the hell was going to happen? And my dad just whispered, he goes, parachute. And then the parachute pops out. I'm like, how the hell did you know that? But I saw the first few with my dad. And then as I got older, I went with my friends. I remember For Your Eyes Only was in like a theater like a couple miles from my house. We would walk there because it was like $1 a night. And it was there. Back then, they kept the movies in there for months. So I must have seen that movie in the theater about 7 times probably.
Right. And nowadays, you can't even get in a Bond film that many times. Oh, time to release it, the Blu-ray.
Oh, I know. It's crazy. Well, I mean, it's great to have the Blu-ray, but yeah, I know what you mean. It's like before you know it, they're gone.
Well, nothing beats that theater experience.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt.
And especially with the surround sound, hearing the James Bond theme go off.
Yeah. When I saw Casino Royale in the theater with a midnight showing, and it was just like, I'm like, they finally got it right. I mean, they hit every note on this. It was just, I was on such a high,
Oh, absolutely. And I will say this. I think the only thing I do not like about it is that they added poker.
Yeah, at first that was a problem with me because I'm such a huge fan of the novels, but I got past that part just because it's such a
Yeah,
great movie.
and it did grow on me as well. But I would have loved this scene, Mads Mikkelsen and Daniel Craig
Oh
just
yeah,
battle it at a baccarat table and
yeah.
like the novel and seeing, of course, well, the rest of it was accurate for the most part.
Right. I mean, they could have still done the back rack because, Mathis was explaining the rules of poker to Vesper, and he could have done the same exact thing when people still would have got it.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
know.
So, what is the intention of your page of James Bond Classified?
It's just basically, I mean, I love James Bond and everything about it. I was posting stuff on my own personal page, and then I just decided to, focus it all in just, one area of just the James Bond stuff. So I just been doing that and having a blast, and it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, and you've met a lot of people
Yeah,
from this,
yeah.
so that
This
really
past
does
year,
help
I've
as
met a
well.
ton of people. Yeah, it's amazing. Like I said, everyone has been so great. Everyone is just so cool, and we had some really great meetups this year.
Yeah.
Last
So,
year now, actually.
yeah. So, what was your most fondest memory of, let's say, the last year with the meetups, I should say?
Wow. Well, the first one was kind of special because my wife went with me when we went to Spyscape. But I think like when we were at the OB event for the launch, the second launch, so the second one, anyway, the OB launch of all their clothes, it was just like I was just having so much fun. I remember looking around, going like this is like a great day. This is one of the best days of my life. It was just sounds kind of silly to say, but I was just so happy. It was so much fun, and it was just a great memory. And
Yeah.
thanks to David Zeritsky for putting that together.
Yeah, it looked like a beautiful event, just let alone, and the fact that he went out of all that way, getting people to donate stuff, and
Oh, you're talking Gatherall.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
talking
yeah.
Gatherall now. Sorry, my
Right.
bad.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
Gatherall. That was so casual. That was a lot of fun. It was just a hilarious night.
but I keep on forgetting though that David has thrown so many events, and it's so hard to keep track of. Oh wait, oh yeah, he did that. He did that. Oh,
Yeah, he's
that's
amazing,
right.
man. He's a force of nature. And he's such a great guy. I remember the first time we have been talking, like, sending messages and emails and everything for years, and then finally met him, at Spyscape. Big hug, it was just great, And like I said, everyone has been great.
Yeah, and I remember following him since his Frugal Bond post.
Oh
Excuse me.
yeah, yeah, those were good.
And now seeing the evolution of him, like the transformation, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, he works hard at it though.
Oh yeah, he does, and it's a man that is truly dedicated,
Yeah, definitely.
and he makes time for his family, which is important in my book, and I would hope everybody's book.
Yeah.
Uh, so it's like I tip my hat to him all the time. So, and plus his wife doesn't kill him. So,
She's great.
oh. Anyways, you're getting ready to head to London.
Yep, going in April. We're actually gonna. I was given faulty intel on when the premiere was, but we're still gonna be there right around that same time, and a bunch of other friends are gonna be there. So it's gonna be a great time. I've never been. Have you been there?
I have not. I've been wanting to make it across the pond, but it's definitely on the list one of these days. So, um, what locations are you planning on seeing, if you don't mind sharing?
Um, we're just gonna have to try to find as many Bond, spots as we can. We're staying right in Trafalgar Square, so we should be pretty close to some of them. I want to see like the door for Die Another Day, the
Yes.
underground station. I want to see that. I have to see the Lazenby's lamppost, MI6, and then I don't know. I have the James Bond London book, so we'll just
Yeah.
go through there and we'll just kind of go. Oh, we're gonna go get martinis at oh, I can't think of the name of it now. I don't know, some famous place, but
Yeah.
we'll be all over you.
I hear you. So that'll be quite a memorable trip for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
And then I take it you'll try squeezing in to see the movie there while you're
Oh yeah,
there.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're definitely gonna see it there.
So, um,
And I won't post any spoilers on my page. And
Yeah, I was
a
gonna
week
say,
later to expect.
please don't. And it's like,
No, I would never do that.
I can tell you this. Mainly, I looked at the chart the other day to see where a lot of my followers come from,
Mhm.
and it is mainly from the UK.
Oh, that's good.
And so I'm like, or should I say overseas as well? And I was like, please do not drop anything if I'm gonna snoop and look. Or, of course, it'll be trending on Instagram or any social media outlook. And
yeah, I remember with Spectre and Skyfall, I had to try to stay away from social media for like a week, and that's hard to do, and you're trying not to get anything spoiled for you.
No, and nowadays people leak everything, it feels like.
Yeah.
So, let's see, I usually have a script written out for this, but the fact that I wrote you so weak and late, and I thank you again once again for actually
committing. No, man, I love it.
So,
hey, so what did you think of the trailers and everything for No Time to Die?
Well, that's a good question. The first teaser trailer I absolutely loved.
Yeah, that was amazing.
I'm impressed with what I saw off of that, and especially what they did to the DB5 with the and then, of course, let's see, that bike jump I'm really impressed with. I'm looking forward to the Jamaica scene.
Yeah, I want to see how that plays out.
Because clearly it looks like there's a sailboat that is sailing into Jamaica. And I'm wondering if that's Bonds or if it's Felix or somebody. And
I love not knowing. There's so much of this that we don't know, and I love that. That's why I want to stop showing more scenes. I don't want to see any more scenes,
Well, and the fact that's what I love most about this, and what Cary Fukunaga has done. He hasn't done those mini blog like things that blogs like Sam Mendes did.
Right.
And it's like, thank you. We don't need to have a monthly vlog on location or what the film's actors are going to do or do this, that. The only one that we got was right when they started shooting in Jamaica or Cuba.
Yeah.
And that was, they got, and that was it. And then we had to wait months for the teaser trailer to drop.
I tell you, when the trailer first came out and Madeline says, "Why would I betray you?" I was just like, it just blew me away. That one line, I'm like, oh wow, they're going, this is going to be great. This is not what I thought was going to happen. I thought they were going to be all lovey-dovey, and it was just like, wow.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And I remember, I forgot which movie I first saw, and it was actually, it was Jumanji this year. I saw Jumanji because it was attached to that. And it was the first trailer attached to it.
Nice.
And, of course, seeing it on the big screen, of course, hearing it blare, why would I betray you? We all have our secrets. It's like, you get that bone-chilling effect, like, from the song, which I'll ask you again because we talked briefly about it.
Yeah.
But I got this bone-chilling. It's like, what's this big secret?
Yeah.
And then most recently, we see Bond at Vesper's grave catching a letter or a note that says, "Forgive me." What's there to forgive?
Yeah.
What's the secrets now?
I don't want to know until the movie, you know what I mean? It's like,
neither do I.
It's like I was watching Ray and Joe's video on speculating, and I can't not watch the videos because I love watching them. But I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to analyze. You know what I mean? Because I want to just see what happens.
No, and that I hope you haven't watched Joe and I's video because there's a lot of speculation of me dropping. So
I don't mind speculating too much. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't want any spoilers, you know?
Oh, I hear ya. So what is your opinion on the song? We talked
Oh,
briefly about that
I love
before.
the song. It's pretty much what I thought because I listened to some of her music before, so I knew she has that haunting kind of voice, which I like because I love Nina Simone, the same kind of style as that. And actually, Ray just turned me on to what is it, Haley Reinhardt? She's amazing, same kind of voice, like the raspy kind of jazz singing voice. So I love that style. I thought that song was great.
Okay, well, yeah, and not many people that, well, she is probably she is the most popular artist out there right now. It's like, I can't, well, we had potentially Ed Sheeran, we potentially had Sting recording.
Yeah,
I
I thought
I
Sting was a
think
good.
she was the right choice.
Yeah, I think so. Do you like the song?
Oh, I absolutely love it.
Yeah,
And I'm not a Billie Eilish fan at all, but it changed my opinion. And especially now hearing the song and coming with the movie, it's like it's really gonna fit this movie.
yeah. It seems like it'll be a really good
And
credit
I'm not gonna
sequence with
go
that
really
music.
in any more into it. Yeah, it was just a bone chill. Again, it was a bone chilling song. It's like,
Yeah,
whoa, what's really gonna happen?
yeah.
So fool me once, fool me twice. So your opinions going forward after No Time to Die, which way do you want to see Eon go? If for say, like, who would you want to see get casted?
Oh, my favorite would be Aiden Turner from Poldark. And he was
Or
also in, and then there were none, where he kind of played like a Bondish character. I
yes.
I think he's awesome. He's young enough, and he's at probably the right fame level. You know.
Oh, absolutely. And if I remember correctly, he was in contention right when Casino Royale. If I yeah, I think he was. Wasn't he?
I didn't hear his name back then. He might have been way too young because Henry Cavill was really young back
Oh
then
yeah,
too.
Cavill was, and then trying to think who else was dropped. But there was a few other people. But I know Aiden
He might
Turner's
have.
done Fleming. He portrayed Ian Fleming, and that was I think on Netflix for a long time.
Oh,
I don't know if you ever saw that.
no, I didn't. No, no,
Yeah,
but yeah. I'm assuming that.
they did six like mini episodes. It was like 20 minutes long, and there was like six episodes.
Oh, I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, and I'll see. Yeah, check to see if it's still on Netflix. Because I know. Yeah, if I remember correctly, yeah, it's called Fleming, and
Okay.
he was Ian Fleming back in the naval
Oh,
days.
well, that sounds kind of interesting.
So
I'm thinking that they're probably just going to almost ignore the Daniel Craig era in a way and kind of pick it up from where Pierce Brosnan left off, is what I'm guessing they're going to do.
I could see something like that. I don't know if it's going to be one of those that where do they really go? That's the thing is we won't know.
Yeah.
Is it going to be another 5 years till we get another one?
No.
And it's like, I hope not,
Yeah, I hope.
because how if let's see, it wasn't it 4 or 5. I can't remember right now either. 4 or 5 years with a gap of between Die Another Day and Casino Royale.
Yeah, there was I don't know if it was that long. I know there was a gap between was it after Skyfall? There was that because MGM's always in trouble, so it's hard to keep them
Yeah,
straight.
right.
It's like
And I think that's what hurts us the most, us fans. It's like we've always wanted to see, MGM. Well, of course, Columbia distributed the last few, but yeah, MGM and United Artists have been in trouble for years, and now MGM is back in trouble, and and United Artists is distributing No Time to Die, which I was surprised by.
yeah, and there's rumors that the MGM shareholders might sell. So where does that leave? It's yeah, it's
Where
crazy.
does the franchise really go? Does it go to streaming platforms after this, or does
It
it go
depends.
to who knows?
Yeah, I think Barbara and Michael know what they're doing though. So I don't think they're gonna do anything bad. They haven't yet. maybe everybody doesn't like every single movie, but they've definitely tried to do the best thing every time.
There's no what's the saying? There's no such thing as a bad Bond film. There's just a few that are better than the other.
Sounds good to me.
Right? Like for instance, Spectre. But you know, everybody has their opinions on that movie. Some people absolutely love it. Some people absolutely hate it. Same with Die Another Day. They love it. They hate it. But you know, I would have to say I did like. I don't know if you ever got a chance to reading the leaked script of Spectre.
No, I heard James Bond Radio when they were talking about it, but I didn't really want to read it.
Yeah, it's definitely different compared to what we saw in this.
They still had the stepbrother angle in there, though, right?
I think it depends on what version you read. Like I know the version I read, there was no say that he was a stepbrother.
Oh, so, yeah, I would have preferred that, but what are you gonna do?
But there was the reveal of Blofeld and such. So
I wish they just made him as Blofeld and forgot the whole Oberhauser thing. You know, just start him off as Blofeld, and you know, you don't need that.
No, I think that's where a lot of people don't like it.
Yeah.
So
this time it's personal, and this time it's personal, and this time it's personal.
Speaking of No Time to Die and Spectre, Christoph Waltz is coming back. It's clearly shown in the trailers. What is your opinion on that? Were you wanting him to come back, or were you open for it, or were you like saying, "Hey, he's been captured and now he's in prison. Nah, put him off to the side."
No, I actually really like what they're doing with him because they finally got the rights back, so they have him. They're going to use him a little bit. He's probably not going to be in there a lot, but he's in there, and I think that's cool to keep the character going. And especially the way that I'm assuming he's going to pretty much taunt Bond a little bit, which could be a pretty cool scene. It might be one of the best scenes in the movie, in a way. You know, I mean, with two good actors going at it like that.
Oh, absolutely. I think they just underused him in Spectre. I thought he was fantastic as Blofeld.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it's great casting.
So it's just like I said, it's the Foster Brothers stuff that really gets under my skin, and that's the only reason why I didn't like it. If they just made him Blofeld, or let's say, have him make an appearance in this and just left him Oberhauser and Spectre, and then have him revealed as Blofeld in this or something like that. Everything could have worked. Yeah,
the thing is that when he said his name, I mean, no one knew the name. Like, if they have some kind of overlying threat beforehand of trying to figure out who Blofeld is, and then he turns out, then they're like, oh, he's Blofeld, you know, as opposed to just dropping a name. It's, you know, like, my name's John Smith. Okay, you know.
Yeah, right. It's one of the, I think No Time to Die has a chance of being truly successful, though.
Oh, I think it's going to be huge. I think there's so many good people involved with this. You know, I mean, Cary Fukunaga, who, you know, looks like a really interesting choice. He's also a screenwriter. They had Scott Z. Burns. They've had Purvis and Wade, who get a bum rap a lot because a lot of times the directors ruin their stuff. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who's phenomenal in Fleabag. I mean,
I was going to say, have you watched Fleabag?
Oh, my God. Me and my wife love that show.
Great.
You watched it?
Oh, I did. I love it.
People are all like, it's going to be me too. I'm like, has anyone seen this show? Because this is nothing like that at all.
No.
That show was awesome.
And I think the reason why they are saying that is because, it's a woman writer. The first woman writer since Joanna Harwood.
Yeah.
Since Dr. Nolan from Russia with Love. So it's like.
It doesn't matter who writes it as long as it's
good. Absolutely. No. And clearly from we don't know who wrote what parts or if she did rewriting of Scott C. Burns' work or whatnot.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But the thing is, her work is fantastic.
Yeah, well, she has all the awards to prove that, too.
Well, absolutely. And Daniel Craig didn't choose her just because she was a woman. Daniel Craig chose her because she's one of the best that's out there.
Yeah. If anyone hasn't seen that show, watch Fleabag, because that show is great.
Absolutely.
And C was in there, Moriarty. Andrew, what's his name? From
Scott,
Spectre.
Andrew Scott.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he was the priest.
Yes, that's
He was
right.
awesome.
So, but it has a good cast. We got all the MI6 regulars back. We got Leia Sadu. We got Christoph Waltz back.
Ana de Armas.
Ana de Armas, yeah, which she was great in Knives Out.
Oh, she was amazing. Yeah.
Of course, Daniel Craig still looks fantastic at his age, given how much he's transformed since taking the role in Casino Royale, which I'm still mind blown by the messy hair and the blonde look from that time from the press conference to now. It's like, what the heck? You go from not looking like a scrub, let's say, to wearing Brioni suits in Casino Royale, to Tom Ford from here on out. And the transformation with muscle mass, and it's like, what happened to the Daniel Craig that was casted back in 2006?
Yeah, well, he knew what he had a plan. He said he wanted to look like he could kill somebody, and he sure pulled that off.
All right. Well, and I was also researching. He was a smoker, and he quit smoking right when Casino Royale was getting ready to film. Boy, if they had him just smoking in Casino Royale, it would have been a Fleming portrayal right there.
It was funny. I was watching a while ago now, but Timothy Dalton's press conference, and they're smoking at the press conference. It looks so out of place these days.
Right. It's part of the times.
Oh, it's funny too. Speaking of times, I mean, I was just I listened to the novels a lot in my car.
Mm-hmm.
I had all my MP3, and in Moonraker, when Bond takes a cigarette of life-giving smoke, and I'm just like, oh man, times have changed.
Right? It's like, and then let's see, yeah. What if we saw? I would love to see the next Bond actually be smoking and such.
Well, there's some scenes of him in Jamaica with a cigar. I don't know if that is in between takes, or I'm hoping it's in the movie.
I agree. Oh, I'm a cigar smoker myself, so it's like,
yeah. Who doesn't love a good cigar?
Right? Good old Romeo Juliet, and good old Scotch to go with it.
There you
Perfect
go.
Combo. So.
And they're always come in handy if you need to take care of a snake. You just get some hairspray.
Right. Nothing better. And especially if you don't have that mongoose around.
Yeah.
So, what is personally your all-time favorite Bond film? What would you say? Would you say probably The Man with the Golden Gun, since that was the first one you were introduced to, or?
It's hard to say what your favorite is, but I can go by actor and favorite. Like my favorite.
Go ahead, break it down.
Yeah, favorite Sean Connery is Thunderball. Love Thunderball. I love the underwater stuff. Absolutely love it. Lazenby, obviously, Her Majesty's Secret Service, which is one of my favorite movies. That one's great. Roger's got to be For Your Eyes Only, because it's more realistic, and I saw that movie so many times, and I have so many great memories seeing that movie. Mm-hmm. Timothy's the hard one, because I love both of his movies. Like, I love License to Kill, but Living Daylights is probably the better movie, so I probably would go with that. Pierce, I already said, is The World Is Not Enough, and Daniel's probably Casino, although I love Skyfall, but it's probably Casino Royale, because that movie's perfect.
Oh, absolutely. I think you have a good list. I have to agree with you.
What's yours?
Thunderball with Sean.
Nice.
Of course, Lazenby's is on Her Majesty's Secret Service, which would actually be right at number one for me.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
I love the score to it. I love Diana Rigg in it.
Oh, she's amazing. She's my favorite Bond girl. She's great.
Domino.
Yeah.
Nothing better. Claudine Auger was fantastic.
Yeah.
And God rest her soul.
Yeah.
Roger, this one's close, but it's Live and Let Die and For Your Eyes Only.
Yeah, two great ones.
For Your Eyes Only was probably the closest to the novel, if I remember correctly. Like, I've never read any of the novels. But
Yeah, they combined a couple. Yeah.
I hear a lot of it is really close, besides the name of the character and
yeah. Well, they changed her first name, but yeah.
Judy and
Melinda. Yeah.
So
Malina.
yeah. But Carol Bouquet, fantastic.
Yeah, she was one of my favorites growing up too.
Then Tim, I gotta go License to Kill. I love the Miami Vice feel to it, and it fits perfect for the 80s. It was perfect for that time period.
Yeah, and Sanchez is a great villain.
Robert Davi, fantastic. Filmed The Goonies up here in Oregon. Love it. Which I would love to see Robert Davi in concert since he's doing Sinatra.
Yeah, I heard about that. What was I listening to when he was talking about that? It was so interesting.
Yeah, and I didn't know that, and I was like, because I follow him on Instagram, and I was like, wait, let me turn that up. He just sang My Way by Frank Sinatra. So I got on my iPhone, and I was like, oh, I'm going to search, see if his CD is on there, and there it was. He has a great voice. I never would have thought, hey, Robert Davi singing here? What?
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. So, and then Pierce, it's definitely The World Is Not Enough.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then Daniel, Casino Royale. And then, of course, Skyfall is right there as well. Skyfall was beautifully shot.
Oh, my God, yeah.
The floating palace of Macau Casino and just the visuals. It's like, well, and the building of Skyfall, that was beautifully.
Yeah, I
so,
love that.
Well, Jay, before we wrap it up, I thought I would do a few rapid fire questions, if you don't mind me asking.
Oh, no, this should be fun.
All right. Favorite Bond car of all time?
Ooh, well, that's actually easy. I mean, I love the Lotus, but the DB5, there's nothing better than the DB5, so.
Well, the question is, which one would you have? Because there's been multiple.
Do you want to know what I really want? I want one of the ones from No Time to Die that's really a BMW, so that it'll be really dependable, and I won't mind if I get it dinged a little bit. I won't feel so bad. That's what I really want. So, Barbara, if you're listening, send one out to Greenfield, please.
Yes. And if you really wanted to, we'll attach his address later in this one. We're not going to post it. So, favorite Bond girl of all time?
That's a great question. It's got to be Tracy. I mean, there's some that I love, like I said, Melina from For Your Eyes Only, because I saw that movie so many times growing up. I loved her. Loved Domino. Love Ms. Kennedy from License to Kill. But Diana Rigg is probably the best. I mean, she was amazing.
Favorite Bond location that you've been to?
Oh, I haven't been to many, so I've been to New York, so I guess that's probably it. We were supposed to go to the Bahamas, and a hurricane came, and we went to Bermuda. We got directed there, so I was like, yeah, I had all these lists I wanted to go see, and I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
Was that this last hurricane?
No, this was 6 years ago, maybe. Yeah, it was a while ago. I was really bummed out about that.
One Bond film that you'd want to star in?
All of them.
Okay, I'll take that. Think. Favorite Bond villain?
Ooh, I think I'd have to go with Goldfinger.
Just
He's
the
just
eye.
he just played it so well. I know he was dubbed and everything, which I didn't find out till years later, but it was so good.
Favorite layer.
Oh, the underground volcano! Come on, talk about the ultimate man cave.
Right. Uh, Now I'm thinking on myself for some reason. I usually, like I said, I usually have these all scripted out, ready to go.
Right.
And
We've been doing good winging it.
oh, absolutely. Um, Top three biggest influencers in the Bond community.
In like who are the
Uh,
top three, or who are
yeah.
like?
Who are your top three? Who do you look up to the most in this in the James Bond community?
Well, I mean, David's number one. Zabrisky's number one, of course. He puts together so much stuff. He's such a great guy. He's always there when you have a question or whatever. He's amazing. Like I said, everyone's amazing. It's hard just to, you know what I mean? Like to, I mean, I love listening to JBR, James Bond Radio, because that's just so much fun. Joe Darlington, listen to him all the time. The Bond Armory is amazing. You know what I mean? Like Harris Thomas, I'm naming them all, right? You know, Max
No.
Phaser. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It's like,
I hear you. It's hard to name three of them.
yeah, and James Bond Canada. I mean, oh my God. You know, I met Murray, and Jeff a few times. Well, Murray last trip, Jeff a few times. They're great. You know, it's hard because everyone's so nice and so cool.
Yeah, and I should have not. I should have just said, "Hey, name some of your influencers," instead of giving you top three. What are your least go-to Bond films that you watch, or do you watch them all equally?
No, I mean you can't really watch them all equally. You know, probably the least one is probably. Well, it's not probably. It is. I just hate saying it because is Diamonds Are Forever. I mean, there are some good things in that movie. And then when we got a new TV and they had the Pluto TV, so it was on a lot in rotation, and I got to like it a little bit more. But just like Sean Connery doesn't look that great in that movie, you know, and he just I don't know.
And it's the dubbing again. They dubbed his voice. If you notice from when he left in You Only Live Twice to Diamonds Are Forever, of course there's the gap because of On Her Majesty's Secret Service. His voice changed, and then they dubbed it.
Oh, really?
Because it was his normal voice in the trailer.
Huh.
Like if you like,
He's here.
I would listen to the trailer. This is what I recommend.
My name is Bond.
But then just turn on a snippet of Diamonds Are Forever.
Huh.
You can tell it. You can tell
My name
it's
is
dubbed.
Bond.
Wow.
James Bond.
Well, maybe that's the reason.
But I will say this: I think the Tom Mankiewicz scripts that, well, of course, is Diamonds Are Forever and The World Is Not Enough. The Man with the Golden Gun are the weakest of the series.
Yeah, but I could see that. I could agree with that.
So
I would have loved to. I know Tom Sears from James Bond Radio brings it up, a really good point. If George Lazenby did Diamonds Are Forever, that would have been amazing.
absolutely, I think it would have changed how. Well, of course, George didn't get the reception that we were expecting.
Yeah, well, yeah, he kind of didn't want it back then, you know, or was talked out of it by his agent, I believe.
But the question is, what if George stayed on? What if Pierce didn't have to go back to Remington Steele?
Yeah, exactly. There's so many things.
I'm trying to think of who else. What if Cary Grant did multiple Bond films? Because he was the original choice. But of course he only wanted to do one, and of course they said no.
Probably wanted a lot of money too.
Oh, probably. Because he was the biggest name in the box office at that time. Trying to think of one more, and then I'll ask you one little brief question, and we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
Hmm. Gotta think on this one. Let's see if I find an old script real quick. What about henchmen? Who is your favorite henchman of the series?
Oh, that's a great question. Oh boy. Uh, it's funny. Knick-Knack's hilarious. My wife calls him Tic Tac. Um, Jaws was scary as a kid. I think I'm gonna go classic and go with Odd Job. Because he just was so like formidable back then. When you I remember first seeing that, like he was just like, how's Bond gonna beat this guy? Kind of like with Batista was, with Daniel Craig. That was a great scene too.
Yeah,
I'll go with Odd Job. Yeah.
I would have loved it. I remember before filming and such, they were saying, "Oh, what if Dave Bautista's character, I can't remember, Hinks,
Mr. Hinks.
Mr. Hinks is still alive after getting thrown out of the train car with the rope wrapped around his neck, and if he makes an appearance in this film, I hope that would still happen one of these days with a new Bond.
He was great. I wouldn't mind seeing him come back. I don't see how he would work in this one.
No,
because the cast is so huge, but I would definitely wouldn't mind seeing him again. He was good.
Absolutely. So what is the future James Bond Classified? Are we going to see you only on Instagram, Facebook at all? You going to grow a YouTube page? What do you think
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, what do you think is the future?
I think we're just going to stick with what we're doing, just Instagram. It's a lot of fun. It's quick. It's easy. It's good, easy to interact with everybody. I don't really think I want to do a YouTube thing. I'm getting, doing enough little quick videos right on Instagram itself anyway. So that's pretty much what we're going to keep doing.
Yeah, well, your trivia Thursdays keep my mind always busy. So I will say that I enjoy those. And just seeing
I had a rough one this week. It was a really tough one. I thought of when I was listening to like the book and Culture of Bond got it. He nailed it. I was like, damn, good job.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people that, it's like, hey, wait, did you really just say that? I did not even realize. Like, nothing to Culture with Bond, or he's definitely, he's older, yes, but, there's a lot of people that mainly just read the novels. There's some that will, of course, combined in all, but I'm told that since I've only seen the movies, I need to finally read the books.
Oh, you should definitely. Or like I said, I have all of them on MP3, even like the continuation ones, everything on MP3. So whenever I'm driving somewhere, I have all the Flemings, all the new ones, all the continuation ones. It's great. It's just it's great to do.
So, Jay, thank you very much for doing this. I appreciate it.
My pleasure, Brian. It's been a ton of fun.
I look forward to chatting with you soon. I wish you you and your wife a safe trip to London, I should say.
Thanks so much.
If you want to check out Jay Sadowski out on Instagram, it is James Bond Classified. I will drop his link in the description down below. You want to say any closing statements, Jay, before we wrap it up?
No, thanks for having me. It's been a lot of fun, and good luck with your channel.
Thank you very much, Jay. I appreciate it. Look forward to, again, chatting soon.
Perfect. Thanks so much.